Sometimes the boss pay you late. And the partner you have, I don't want to say a woman or a man or whatever. Just the partner you have might not understand that, and then they might be demanding. They want this, they want that, and all that can lead to stress, boy.
But that is a red flag, yeah. On a serious note, first off, if me as an individual for real, maybe like you made mention, salary came in late. The pantry is not really, well, I not empty. The cupboard still have a little something, we can go through it. But you want to give me stress. I mean, like, which service provider or even financial institution actually give you stress for not paying for 1 month?
But some of them, they might not call you for that 1 month, but some of them might add fees to your thing, which might increase your stress also.
Well, you have to check your business, though. You have to check your business.
Yeah, man. But stress is everywhere. Today we'll be talking about how to identify stress and help your teens and your children manage their stress.
I want to ask you, just before you delve in there, why did you choose that topic, or why is it that topic of choice this morning?
All right, to be honest, somebody met me and they told me that child is very stressful. Very, very, very stressful. Because remember the week before we had something on children. My topics are always get towards parents and child, the way you bring up your child and whatever. And that person was telling me the child is very stressful. Managing the child is very stressful. So I decided to let me do something, because she told me that she is listening to the program.
How old is the child?
The child is 7 years.
What? A 7-year-old child?
Yeah, man.
No, let's go. Because I'm honest, folks, or I am ignorant about that. You understand? A 7-year-old child.
Yeah, man.
What kind of stress would that child have?
Behavioral. Want to pelt stones at these people, telling the child do not come in. I don't want to give too much detail.
No, we're not talking about that child in particular.
Oh, okay.
No. Let's make it general.
A 7-year-old child?
Yeah, 7-year-old.
Number one, the child probably might not want to. I want to avoid everything the child person told me. For example, around that age, at the time they go in and look for people's files. All right? No, I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that's what happened.
I'm just laughing.
I will mention some of the things but I just have to be careful.
Yeah, be broad.
Be broad. They're going after the people's files. Then you have people coming to them and tell them, hey, your child was in my yard taking my files and everything.
For example.
They're right. You have 2, the child might be stealing from a shop nearby. Right? At that age.
Okay.
Number 3, you have where when you speak to the child does not listen to you.
He doesn't acknowledge. He or she doesn't acknowledge.
The child, right. They don't acknowledge you, they don't listen to you. You tell them, go and do this, and then they want to shake the body for you and look at what you in a way. Then you have the other partner who is probably not living in the house. The child will go towards their father or their mother and then complain about what is happening at their house to the other partner, and the other partner will side with the child, giving the child all types of sometimes bad advice. When your mother tell you something, don't listen to these people, man, and just come and check me.
Before you go any further, if there's any parents on the outside listening, and of course they're encouraging that particular or that type of behavior, send them a message.
Parents, I want to let you know something. This is very serious. There are always 2 sides to every story. Your child comes to you about a conflict which is happening between them and the primary caregiver. Sometimes the father is the primary caregiver, sometimes the mother is the primary caregiver, whoever it is. Right? I'm on the station now.
Excuse him. We have to excuse him.
All right.
All right, folks. Yes. This is Family Matters, all right, with Mr. Wilson. And of course, this morning we're talking about stress management in children. All right, folks. And of course, if you want to make a contribution, you can simply call us at 459-7885 or 459-7888 or 730-53 88. Back to you, Mr. Wilson. So you were saying before you got
A child.
rudely interrupted.
Yeah, I was explaining that call from the police about a child.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So I was saying, there are two sides to every story. When a child comes to you and tells you of something that is happening in the house, especially when it comes to discipline, first of all, meet the partner and talk about what is what you heard or what the child reported to you. Some of the children are very clever. What they will do, they will add or they will subtract certain things. And then you just hearing one side of the story will react. And it's never wise to give a child, don't tell a child, don't listen to your mother or don't listen to your father. Don't listen to your granny. Don't listen to your auntie. This is wrong. Do not do that. Meet the person and say, hey, XYZ bring a complaint, say that the way you speak to him or you telling him do that or you put in, you understand? Whatever said the scenario is.
Instead of joining a wedge.
Instead of joining, right. We do not want that, right? And the child will come to you and tell you stories. Always tell a child, I'll meet your mother, I'll meet your father, and we will discuss that. Do not tell a child, do not listen to your parents or do not, no. Or when you see the other mother or you see the father, in the midst of people, among people, you
public.
just blasting the person. This is wrong.
Okay.
Please, do not do
I
that.
think somebody want to make a contribution. Hi, good morning, you're live.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, I just want to tell Mr. Wilson. He said that there is
Mr. Edwards.
Mr. Edward, well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said there is two sides to a story, and I am telling him that there is three.
Okay, go ahead.
The child side, the mother side, and the father side. So there is three sides to the story. Okay?
Well,
When the child complains to the mother or father, and the advice the mother or father will give. So that's three sides.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's there the conflict starts, and it depends on what the mother or the father will tell that child.
And that is what he's explaining.
Yeah, but he said two sides, and I know that there is three sides. That means your side.
All right, thank you for that contribution.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. He said they are free side.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, because the child have their side.
Well, I can
And
even
the
say,
truth.
I can even say there's four sides because the child, the mother, the father, and
the-
me have to come to a conclusion.
And sometimes more than that, sometimes the neighbor see what happened, and the neighbor might add what he or she thinks. Sometimes you think you see something, and that thing never happened. You know.
You've been down that road before.
Yeah, I've been. Sometimes somebody think they see you someplace and you would never.
That is true. Eh? Mistaken identity. It do happen.
Or sometimes they see you do something and they say, "Me that do that, I never did that. I was there, yes, but I did not do that." Yeah, see. Sometimes people interpret things differently. Yeah,
for true.
Yeah. So in that case, yeah. So the child is around 7 years and they're very conflicting home because of the other partner. The side I have gotten is that always tell, do not listen to that, or take a, especially if there is conflict between two siblings. For example, I have a child with a mother, and before my child, the mother had another relationship where she has children. Now the other father who's not living in the house, the child might come to them and tell them, you know that daddy, XY, my brother, he always bullying me. Instead of correcting or meeting the mother and telling the mother something, you say, don't mind me, bust me head.
That is wrong.
You understand?
That is
I have gotten that scenario, bust his head. Every time is something.
Okay, I bet somebody want to make a contribution. Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi,
Is
good
that
mo-
88.5?
Yes, you're live.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Go ahead.
I was asked to call.
Okay. She said she was asked to call.
Oh, okay.
From you? Was it from you? No. Excuse me, caller.
Yeah.
Who asked you to call?
Just hold on.
Is it?
Let me hear what the people say there. Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me. We were asked to call by whom?
The secretary told me.
No.
I don't know who.
Excuse me.
Oh, Lindsay, I think.
Okay, that is the wrong platform for that. Okay, you need to call 459-7200.
7200.
7200. 459-7200.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, another contribution. Hi, good morning. Hello? All right. So let's go.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah. So this is what we're looking at. There is always a right way and a wrong way to deal with issues. You do not broadcast your issue to everywhere, especially in public. And I would always encourage mothers and fathers to always have a relationship where you speak to each other with regards to your child.
When you say parents, right? Whether you're co-parenting.
Whether you co-parenting, it's always speak to each other about your child.
Okay, so if you're in like you're like together again, okay, folks, you'll break up.
You'll break up.
Make sure you'll break up in like amicably, like on good terms. So no, and don't bring your child in between your dramas.
True.
All right.
That's a good way of
So
putting it.
you having a problem, if your child having a problem or whatever, so don't throw shades. You talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
Have that relationship because you'll have ties.
A lot of the time we see parents don't want to talk or communicate. It's because of a lot of ego thing. And ego.
But that one feel like more than that
Well,
one. Or that
we're
who's
right.
that one I go talk to you
Who's
when
that
keep by you.
right.
Let's take this contribution. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You're live.
Hi, Mr. Edward. I see you got a new name today. This is Kina here.
Kina.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. Listening to the show, wonderful program as always.
All right. How you doing, Kida?
I'm doing good. And I do agree with you when it comes to, communication between parents and having that united front. And as you've explained, a lot of the time, people going into other relationships with their partners and not, having that discussion with everybody involved, because you cannot exclude your current partner just because this is not your child's father or whatnot. You have to try as best as you can to bring in all parents involved in bringing that child and have that united front, have those conversations, have those discussions together on the way forward, so that you don't have a child who is possibly manipulating either parent. Because when you see if a child notices there's disaccord between parents, they will manipulate. They will go to the other. They will see what, some conflicting story. So it is up to the parents now to come together and to do what's right for the child and have the child understand the situation as well.
I concur.
Very good. Very well said. You understand? Because normally the child will lean more on the weaker parent, right? Or the parent that she or he thinks might condone his or her action.
As when you're
And
spoiled children.
even who they think might have, ruined the relationship as well. So they might look at the other parent as, oh, you broke up our family, and have this resentment towards that parent because of sometimes what the existing parent may have said about the other parent. So all of these things need to be ironed out moving forward.
Yeah.
All right, well, wonderful program.
All right, thank you very much.
Bye.
I do enjoy. No, but she's right. Like I tell you.
Yeah. Very well. Because parenting is something which people need to learn. You need to co-parent. Ideally, our stance is that both mother and father raise their children in a home, in a single home. All right, that's that's the ideal. But we understand that there are times, because of conflict, people do separate. The relationship gets terminated. But remember, you have a child, and it is up to you all to raise that child and provide them with the morals and values that is acceptable in society. We do not want children to be pulled by mother one side and father one side, having different morals. Sometimes when you go by the mother, is a lot of cursing, a lot of
plenty vulgarity.
And when you go by the father try and put you straight. The father try and discipline you or help you to, hey, this is not acceptable. And then you see that there is always a tug of war between parents. No, the ideal thing is parents, you grow up, you're in a family, you have your child, with the two of you all together, raising your children.
I want to ask you a question.
That's ideal.
I want to ask you a question. Since you dealing with both parents and children, and we're talking about stressing children, all right? what are 5 or 10 or 6 or 3 or 2 stress management techniques?
Oh, let's go to our program before we because remember we talk about a lot of things.
Yes. So since we're on stress, children especially when they have a lot to deal with parents. Again, like the caller made mention, or you're the reason why mommy or you not with mommy or daddy not with you, and them kind of style. You understand? And I think as parents we should come together with a child or children and say, well, come to think of it, it's not working out for mommy and daddy anymore, so you won't be seen. At least, you have to deal with things.
Yeah. First of all, we need to recognize the behavior of what's the stress doing to the children, right? You need to recognize that. Some of them might be irritable and maybe getting angry fast. You never see that in the child. Children don't always have words to describe how they're feeling, and sometimes tensions bubbles into a bad mood. You understand? Right? Stress out kids and teens be more short-tempered and argumentative than normal. Like, for example, a child, you see that all of a sudden the child just have an anger issue and irritable. They are irritable. You just speak to them. Something is going on. Something is going on. That is why you have to have a relationship with your child so you can see where, hey, my child is not like that. It must have been something that is going on with that in that child life. That is why my child. That is why my child is behaving that way. Then you call the child, put the child to sit, or you have a discussion with the child. Hey, you call the child's name. I realize that lately you have been getting angry faster than normal. Is there something that we can talk about? What's going on? When you do that, the child might very well tells you what is happening to them. Can we talk about it? Then you say, tous les jours c'est ça, tous les jours just fâché. Depuis me parler ba c'est just fâché. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Mood swings, changing behavior, all them kind of stuff.
Right? Then you have a change in behavior. A child who used to be a great listener is suddenly acting out. It's the same irritable, angry. So you call that child. The child might have trouble sleeping. Right? Trouble sleeping. A child or teen might complain of feeling tired all the time, sleep more than usual, or have trouble sleeping at night. Sometimes they're always going in their room because they're trying to avoid all the what is happening out there, what is happening in the home, what is happening outside, what is happening. They just want to be by themselves. So you realize these things, then that is why you call up the child and say, I realize these changes in behavior. Let us talk about that. What is causing that?
Mr. Edward, what about in relation to academics at school, the performance? That they would have a change as well, right?
They will have a change, because they will have a change. They will not have the desire to study. Sometimes they are at school and they are daydreaming, what they call daydreaming, because they're thinking of, what am I say? Is it my fault that I'm going through all of this? They're thinking of the problem. They're thinking of ways to escape. Sometimes they're watching the board, but they are not concentrating on what they're because they're thinking of, how can I escape that situation at home? How can I escape the situation in my community? What should I do to make the problem between mommy and daddy better? Some of them might internalize the problem, and they believe it's because of them that this problem is happening, and that might lead to more problems.
Listen to that. Let's get away from the relationship aspect of it. A child being stressed out, especially when her mother or father, or whether it's a girl or boy, all right, a male or female, give them a role as a parent, especially when they have other kids. You understand where I'm going with this? Sometimes you have a parent in the house. That parent may be always too busy doing other things that's not important, but that child have to play mommy and daddy role. Make sure you take off that little child. Make sure you wash. You do all of the above.
The first child.
There you go again. You know, all that can cause. Wouldn't that lead to stress as well?
Very much so. There are certain parents that gives the child chores which is above their limit.
That is what I'm talking about.
Right? A child, yes, you need to teach your child how to do chores correctly, because the child is learning. For that, when they reach a certain age, they on their own, they are able to do certain things. The child needs to learn to mop, learn to how to use a stove. You know, different chores.
Execute the task at hand.
Different tasks
Yeah,
at
the
hand.
chores. Nice.
Now, the problem is some parents, because of the hotel work already. When they wake up in the morning, the mother probably have to, depends on where the mother is. If the mother is working a 7-3, the mother might leave home. The bus might leave town 6:30, right? The mother might get up probably 5 or whatever. When the mother leaves home, they leaves the child. Sometimes you have a 12, 13-year-old. They leave so many chores for the child to do. Prepare breakfast for your younger ones. Before you go to school, wash the dishes, mop there, do certain things, which is, that is not for the child. And then when the child reaches at school, the child is already tired.
Wow, that is it.
The child cannot concentrate.
That is it.
Right?
That is
And it's a lot. When you're on the ground and you see what is happening to children, you'll have an understanding that why I'm always dealing with parents. Please take time to spend time with your children and communicate with your children.
Now, Mr. I love what you use the word communicate, because I'll tell you something. As parents, I want to put we in that bracket, because I want to live myself out. As parents, most of us, well, I can say some of us, but I just want to make it general for real. Most of us always believe as if we parents and everything we say we're right. Sometimes, or most times, at all times, we need to listen to our children before we offer suggestions. You understand?
Listen to the child.
The child is a human too. The child has a brain of
child
his
has-
or her own.
The child has an opinion also.
There you go again. So I think most parents are on the outside there. That is what they believe, as if, moki mama, moki papa, what I say goes.
It's either my way. Do not say, stifle up what you have to say.
All right, there you go again.
You see, the thing is that I don't preach this thing. I don't tell parents that. Listen, discuss with you. A lot of the time, the problem comes the way they speak to their children also, Discuss things with your children. And the way you speak, your tone of voice. Let the children be inclusive in certain decisions that you do in home. What do you think of that? Call the child. It depends on the age range and the age too. Call the child. I'm about to do this. What do you think? That doesn't mean the child will think. But sometimes the child might give you a pertinent idea that you never thought of.
Never thought of.
Never
Very
thought
nice.
of that. So do not exclude children in decision making. Once I told some parents, a home is just like having a company. You have your CEO, you have your managers who reports to the CEO and whatever. During a company, there are always meetings to find out where we are heading. Are we meeting our objectives? Where are we heading with our company? Are we making a profit? You understand? The same way families. Always have meetings with your children. Sometimes your children might be experiencing something, and because you do not talk to them, you do not communicate with them, you can never know. And then that child will go outside and speak to someone who might influence them negatively because you do not have time for your children in the home.
I like that.
Make time for your children. It is like I was saying some time back. It is possible you in the house and you are still absent from your children's life. Let me explain that. You in the house, the child is seeing you, yes, after school. What the child comes on, morning daddy, good morning, morning mommy, good afternoon. And all you have to tell her, don't do this, do that, or do that for me. Don't do this or do that. Do you take time to find out from the child whether they have problems at the school? Do you take time to hug your children? When last you told your child that you love them? When last you told your child that you care about them? That you will be there for them? When last you assured the child that whatever problem they're going through, that you are the best person to tell first, so that you can help solve that problem with them? Some parents do not do that. Some children do not know when the last time their mother gave them the parents, I don't want to say mother, their parents give them a hug and tell them, I love you. So parents, think of it. If you have a partner, whether male and female. All right, let me use a male and female. You as a mother, you have a partner. He's providing you with shelter. He's paying the rent. He's paying all the bills. But he does not tell you, I love you. He does not hug you. He does not introduce you to his friends as his partner. How does that make you feel?
Neglect.
But he's doing his
Yeah.
duties.
Yeah, but he's not spending
Quality time with you.
you know.
You understand? But some parents will like that. They book up a bill, my mamily. No. Relationship, you need to communicate with each other. You need to spend time with each other. You need to help the child know that, hey, you are the source of strength. You are there for them. Whatever problem they're going with, you will be there with them to help them solve these problems. Right? So parents, I'm leaving that little thing with you. The police just called me. I have a situation to go.
Wonderful
And
topic,
then-
but you just
yeah, next week, please God, will continue because I have not even touched on all what I wanted to touch about helping your children go through stress and everything. But if you have any problems, see me. You can call me at 724
True.
8030 724 8030 and we can continue that conversation. So until next week, I have something to go to.
Yeah, you gotta run. Do the calls. Do the calls. Do the
All right.
calls. Do the calls.
So,
Of course, guys, I want to thank you guys on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. Shout out to Keena Nicholas. Shout out to Macrina Nestor. Shout out to Brenda Emmanuel. Of course, all you guys. Just want to thank you guys for always tuning in to Super 88.5 FM. All right. Hey, keep it locked. We have so much on the way. I want to thank you, Mr. Edward, for always being here, always making the extra effort. All right. But he got to go. You gotta run. Anyway, folks, enjoy what's left. Till next week, Tuesday, God's willing, tune in for another Family Matter.